Good evening, everybody. This is Andrew McLaughlin with the National Truck Driving School, and I want to welcome everybody to our live Tuesday night webinar. Our host for this evening is Mr. Bruce Granai, and Bruce has been a tractor-trailer driver for well over 40 years. So I want to welcome Bruce Granai tonight to the webinar.
Well, Andrew, I want to thank you for that welcome. You know, I look forward to these webinars. We always have a great time. We've got special guests tonight. We've got a lot of people on, as we said, from all over the country. So if everybody will just stay right with us, we'll get this show started here very shortly.
Florida, Rob's been here 33 years. The school now has been in existence for 34 years, and it's Florida's oldest private truck driving school, and it's something that we're very proud of. All of our students will actually, before they ever go out onto a public roadway, our students are going to go on this 1.25 mile highway, and that's called an S-track. This is a much safer and more efficient way of doing training.
Now, before we get too far into here, I want to kind of warn people about some things. First of all, don't be fooled by CDL mills. It's not just about getting your CDL, folks. The CDL came about in 1992, and what happened was the people got together and said, hey, we can teach people to pass that test, and that's what they did. They put some truck driving courses together that were designed and having the objective of simply passing the CDL test. That does not qualify you as a driver, my friend. Okay? We go way beyond being a CDL license. There's more to it than holding that steering wheel between the white lines.
Bruce, National Training also has one of the largest fleets of trucks for a truck driving school. Now, hold on one second. I've got Sheila on the other line, and I want to introduce Sheila Stafford. And Sheila has been with Covenant Transport for the past 11 years. What's kind of cool about Sheila is Sheila started back in the trucking business when there were not a lot of women in the industry. Sheila is also a graduate of National Training. It was like a campground with her husband.
It was a campground and a music park.
And an amusement park that she owned. And then her husband had passed away, and she kept the place for about a year after and decided, well, she was, for 10 years after your husband died?
Yes, uh-huh.
Wow. For 10 years after her husband died, she decided she had enough, and the National Training trucks used to come in there for lunch. They used to call on the CB or on the phone and say, hey, we're coming in, and they only had like a half hour for lunch when they're training, and Sheila would have everything ready for them when they got there. And she got to know the instructors very, very well, and over those, she said she was going to leave, when the instructor said, well, Sheila, why don't you come and drive a truck? And that was the furthest thing in the world, I think, that Sheila had on her mind, but she thought about it, and she did it. She went through the home study program. She went through a residential program, went to go work for the first company. She had a couple of pre-hires, went with Covenant Transport, stayed with them for 11 years. Now Sheila retired about a year ago, so I guess she had about 10 years in. Retired. She retired for about a week, went back working as a recruiter, and she also sits on their national board. Is that correct?
Yes, uh-huh.
Excellent. So I want to introduce Sheila Stanford from Covenant Transport.
Well,
recruiter.
Okay. You want me to talk to you about the company a little bit?
Yep. Tell us about Covenant.
All right. He gave me a good reception here, and I'll go on to tell you we're a great company that's been around for 25 years. And during the recession, when so many companies went out of business, our company bought 4 more companies. So we've pretty good solidness on the part of the stability of our company. We offer some pretty good benefits. We have one thing that is exciting that we started doing that no other company does. We will train together on the same truck for what they call the buddy system. If you find somebody in school that you might want to come to work at the same time, y'all can work together on the same truck, train together. We will train together, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, buddies, relatives, or whatever, which makes it a lot more less stressful in doing this. We have a new hazmat program. We hope that you guys will consider getting your hazmat endorsement, because we pay top pay along with everyone else, about the same in line. You'll start out at 17 cents a mile. And if you get your hazmat endorsement, we just increased our rate from 1 cent a mile extra, which is what most companies pay, to 3 cents a mile about a month ago. That is over and above your salary. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance, and we just started a new program to where now you can be covered after you've been with us for 30 days. That's usually unheard of. It's usually 60 to 90 days so you can cover your insurance. We have $6,000 reimbursement on your tuition. If you stay with us long enough, your tuition will be paid for in full. We have a pet policy. We have a rider policy. Once you've gotten on the truck and been assigned your truck, we're proud to say that we're number 3 in producing the most miles than any company out there. Even though we're a small company, we only have 1,500 trucks, which is really a small company. When you pick a company, you need to do your homework on any of them that you choose. Be sure that you read all the fine print. And when you get through going to school at National, I hope you'll be knocking on my door. I do come out to National every 3 weeks and talk to the students, so you will see me in person once I get out there, once you get started with that school.
Okay. And earlier you talked about mileage about 17 cents a mile. I think that's kind of deceiving, because what you really have is you're getting paid for your miles and your partner's miles as well.
That's exactly correct. I'm glad you brought that up, Andrew, because you're going to average, during the peak time of the season, you and your partner will average about 7,000 miles a week. And if
Wow.
you drive 4,000 and your partner drives 3,000, y'all both get paid for 7,000 miles. So you get paid for what the truck runs, not what you drive.
Okay, what about home time?
Home time, you get 1 day off for every week that you're out. If you want to, a lot of our drivers, and I did this because I'm a widow and my kids were grown. I stayed out 7 weeks. That way I got a week off every 7 weeks.
Got a vacation.
Vacation, you get 1 week the first year and a $500 check.
Oh.
And all the way up to 6 years. Once you get 6 years in, you get 4 weeks vacation and a $2,000 check every year paid on your vacation.
Now there's a question here from Tim and Kathy, and it says that you mentioned 40 days of finished training. At the end of, do the couples start their own truck, or do they move to another phase?
No, they get their own truck issued to them at that point.
Now, Sheila, you've been through our program, and I know that you definitely go through a lot of different schools. I mean, you cover 6 states.
Yeah.
In your area. Can you see a difference in national drivers versus
man, I could tell you some stories you wouldn't believe. Every time I come out to National, I'm amazed at what I see. I call on 35 schools in 6 states. And I can honestly say, I'm not saying it because I'm just talking to you, National has got the most elite training grounds of any I've been to. I've got a couple in Alabama where the training course has got so many holes in the backing course, you can't even back a straight line because you fall in holes continuously. I've been to schools that are held inside of barns. I've been in schools that have their class on a dirt floor.
Mm.
So, and they charge, a couple of those charge even more than National. So, of course, I'm a little bit biased because I'm a graduate of National.
Yep.
But I did my homework before I ever chose National. I looked at a lot of schools.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you, Sheila, for being with us tonight.